Hi, this is Derek with MostInterestingLife.com, and today we're talking about bad breath. Interesting people don't have bad breath. They know that since they talk to a lot of people and constantly meeting new people, that it is pretty much unforgivable to have bad breath. There are a few things that are more invasive and just offensive than talking to somebody with really, really bad breath. It just permeates everything. It distracts, it's in your face, it could be nauseating. It's just something that really should not be going on. Now, there are a few people, a small percentage of the people that have some genetic problem. It's an enzymatic problem or something where they're naturally a lot more likely to have bad breath. But this is by far not most people. Most people have the tools at their disposal to have breath that smells pretty good, or at least it should really just on its own not really smell like anything. So there are a few basic steps that it's cheap, it's easy, it doesn't take a lot of time to make sure your breath is pretty decent. But one of the worst things in the world is if for a guy, if I'm out of bar or a club or something and talking to an attractive girl and everything is great, but then her breath is terrible. It's just such a distraction. It's a distraction in cases like that. It could be a distraction in business, in any social interaction, any sort of interaction, just something to avoid. So what do you do? What are some of the best ways that I found to prevent bad breath? All right, first thing is brush your teeth. I know everybody knows this, but a lot of people surprisingly don't do it. The most important time to brush your teeth is always before bed. It's because all the food and everything that's in your mouth, you don't want it just sitting in your mouth, festering overnight and feeding bacteria. When you're sleeping, your mouth and your saliva and everything, it's not moving around as much, so any food that you have in there is just more likely to sit there and feed bacteria and divide. And most bad breath is caused by bacteria in your mouth. Bacteria divide, and they divide very fast, and they grow very fast, and they produce these things that smell terrible, these compounds that are just the worst ever. So you want to brush your teeth twice a day, at least twice a day. Some people do it after every meal, but I do before bed, and usually in the morning, usually around with my first shower. The next thing you want to do, and even less people do this, is floss. Floss every day. I mean, for the longest time, I didn't floss. And it's one of those things that people feel like, oh, they brush their teeth. They don't like flossing. It's just like another thing to worry about every day. I usually floss with my first time I brush my teeth in the day. And the thing that's really kept me with flossing, though, is just to see all the junk that comes out between my teeth every single day. There have been people recently that have said that flossing isn't as important as they thought for dental hygiene and stuff, but believe me, it helps with bad breath. If you just, I know this sounds gross, but smell the floss. Floss your teeth. Learn the right way to do it. You want to get close to the gum line. You want to scrape on, if you're going between the teeth, you want to go to one side and then the other side of the tooth, to the other tooth. And you want to get as close to the gum line as possible. Now, you don't want to be hacking your gums apart and getting blood everywhere. But when you're first starting to floss, if you haven't done it very much, you're probably going to have some blood that's involved. And this is normal because your gums are probably inflamed and they're not used to the flossing. Over time, this won't be as much of an issue. But I mean, this is a sign that you need to floss. If you every time you floss, your mouth is just full of blood, this probably means that you really should be flossing because there's all this junk that's in your teeth. It's in contact with your gums. So flossing, it really is a great way to just get rid of this junk because brushing doesn't get rid of it all. Brushing only gets rid of some stuff, but it doesn't get what's in between your teeth. So you want to brush and you want to floss every day. If you get used to it, it's not that bad. Dental floss is cheap. I like some of the silky, the Pro Glide floss. I'm not sure if, I think Oral-B makes it. It's my favorite floss out of all the flosses that I've tried. But yeah, get in the habit of it. It takes like a minute, and you'll be glad you did. And the people you talk to, they'll be glad that your breath smells that much better. All right, number 3, and this is the third of the 3 big ones that I could think of. 1 being brushing, 2 being flossing, 3, chew gum. There's a lot of people that swear by breath mints, and these days there are some pretty decent, powerful breath mints out there, but still, there's nothing that does as good of a job as gum. And the reason that is because gum is constantly cleaning your mouth. You're chewing the gum, it's getting saliva moving around, saliva cleans out your mouth, saliva helps fight bacteria. The gum itself is moving around and it's cleaning out food particles or bacteria too. So the gum is consistently cleaning your mouth, where as a mint, it doesn't really clean your mouth. It's just masking whatever smells already in there. Now again, mints could be okay in the short term, but they only last so long, and once whatever was in the mint is dissolved and swallowed or whatever else, it's going to stop working. I mean, people say that gum loses its flavor, and that's true, but even if gum doesn't have its flavor, it's still working. So a gum is like a mint plus something else. The gum itself is like a little brush that's going around cleaning out your mouth. So that's why I like gum. These days I'm chewing it's called Pure gum. It's spelled P-U-R, and it's a sugar-free gum, but it doesn't have aspartame in it. And there's a lot of people out there that don't like to have too much aspartame in the diet, and I think that the Pure gum right now is my favorite one to try. They have a pomegranate mint flavor, which is my favorite out of them, which it's an interesting flavor, which fits well with this channel and everything. And it does a great job without giving you aspartame. So those are the big 3. What are some other things that people use? Or you should do? Exercise. Exercise is always important for everyone. Everyone should exercise. You should just be doing it, not because it in fact gives you better breath, because you're breathing, you're getting the blood flowing, your lymphatic system, but you should just be exercising in general. But yet another benefit of exercise is it helps to give you a little bit better breath. Drinking lots of water. This helps too. Water cleans out every part of your body. Drinking more water helps have better breath. Mouthwash. Some people swear by mouthwash, and in an emergency it's good. I tend not to use mouthwash because it's very harsh. Most mouthwashes have chemicals or alcohol in them that it kills everything in your mouth. And there are a lot of good bacteria that should be in your mouth. The good bacteria helps to fight off the bad bacteria. The good bacteria is in competition with bad bacteria. So I think if you brush and you floss, that does a good cleaning job. And so on a daily process, mouthwash shouldn't be necessary. But in an emergency, it's great. It's going to clean out everything. And then another thing is a tongue scraper. A lot of people swear by this. I personally do not use a tongue scraper, but I do brush my tongue. When I brush my teeth, at the end, I brush my tongue and I brush in towards the back of my mouth, because there's a lot of stuff that sticks to your tongue that if you're just brushing your teeth, it doesn't clean those things out. So a lot of people get a tongue scraper and they love it. I mean, they're cheap. I've seen them in the dollar store even. So it's just another thing to consider and try. And I'm always saying in this channel to experiment and see if it works for you. So you should always be aware of how your own breath is smelling. You see people, they breathe into their hand, they breathe into their shirt, they just exhale and smell their mouth. You should get in the habit of knowing when you have bad breath or not. I can't believe how many people just constantly have bad breath and don't seem to realize it. You should realize when your breath is good and your breath is bad. When it's bad, you should know what to do with it. If somebody's offering you a mint or gum, you should probably take it because it might be a hint. If your breath is often questionable, you should carry around gum with you, or at least a high quality mint. I think gum is better, but at least a high quality mint, because I think it's unexcusable. It's just, if you ask me, it's a type of laziness to have bad breath, because just a few simple things. I mean, brushing and flossing, that's just hygiene, and it's good for your overall health. And then the gum, how cheap and easy is it to carry around gum? It doesn't take up much room, it's inexpensive, and I I think the rewards, if you're somebody with bad breath, the rewards of having good breath are tremendous. I mean, people will be much more likely and happy to talk to you and deal with you. If you're a guy or a girl looking to meet a guy or a girl, will just increase everything dramatically. It's ridiculous how especially if you had like a bar or a club, there's some single person with bad breath, it's like, what the heck? Well, what are you trying to do? Like, who do you think you're going to meet smelling like that? Listen to the steps in this video. It'll pay off. An interesting person looks to enhance every part of their life, and you want to brighten people's day, not destroy their day with stinking up their breath with your breath. Come on, it's easy. So anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go to my site, mostinterestinglife.com, and until next time, stay interesting.